The third episode opens with Trevor panicking after losing the penthouse fob. He remembers Petra mentioning that the cleaner Elsa has won. With no phone and no way back upstairs, Trevor manages to contact Elsa by borrowing a tenant's phone. She agrees to help, but only after checking with Petra first. Trevor is left waiting as the baby is upstairs on his own. While waiting for Elsa to call back, Trevor sits with the tenant's guests as they're celebrating Christmas together, chatting, eating, and venting their frustrations about the Schwarzenbachs, whom they resent for buying the building and forcing long-term tenants out. Georgia from social services calls Trevor, then leaves a voicemail, warning that failure to make contact could involve the police. Elsa finally calls back with good news. Petra approved the handover of the fob. She arrives at the building and Trevor is relieved. After thanking her, he rushes back toward the elevator, only to remember the nappies he left behind. He wedges one of his shoes between the elevator doors to keep them from closing, while he tries to grab the nappies, but the doors still shut anyway. With no other option, Trevor runs out onto the street, chasing after Elsa so he can borrow her fob again. He eventually makes it back upstairs. Back in the apartment, Trevor loses sight of the baby. He searches room to room until he finally hears giggling and finds the baby safe. Trevor leaves another message for Georgia at social services, apologizing for missing her earlier and confirming that the baby is still with him. Trevor then receives a phone call from his daughter Maddie. Their holiday plans have been disrupted by bad weather, delaying their flight. She admits she wishes she weren't leaving and wanted to spend Christmas with him. Later that night, Trevor discovers a couple inside the penthouse, helping themselves to food. They explain they're homeless after losing their flat and have been secretly living in the building. Instead of calling the police, Trevor sympathizes with them, even offering food and chatting about babies. The couple thank him for his kindness. The next morning, Georgia from social services confirms she will arrive at midday to collect the baby. Relieved, Trevor decides to take the baby for a walk before the pickup. Outside, he fumbles through small talk with other mothers. Back at the building, the homeless couple reappear to thank Trevor again, gifting him a warm baby hat. They explain they have an appointment at the housing office. Trevor offers to babysit their baby. When Georgia finally arrives from social services, Trevor hands over the baby, signs the paperwork, and asks for any future updates. As she leaves, the homeless couple returns, only for Trevor to realize in horror that the baby he gave social services was theirs. He's accidentally handed over the wrong baby. Outside, Georgia becomes distracted by a parking ticket argument. Trevor tries to explain the mix-up and ends up taking the couple's baby back upstairs without telling her. He rushes toward the penthouse, drops the fob, but he realizes he has another one in his pocket. He manages to return the baby to the homeless couple. He tries to rush downstairs to give the other baby to Georgia, but she drives off before he can stop her. Trevor leaves a voicemail begging her to return. As Trevor stands there holding the baby, Petra calls to deliver the final blow. The Schwarzenbachs are coming to London after all for Christmas, and episode 3 ends.